Thanks very much for having me here this evening. I'm Tom, I'm the CEO of PresenceOrb. Our company's based in Leeds. What I'm here to talk to you about this evening is PresenceOrb. PresenceOrb is a retail analytics tool. It identifies pain points within most businesses that exist. PresenceOrb originated actually as a home security device. The intention was that it would be used within the home to identify when someone with a cell phone who was not intended to be there would turn up within the property. Now, in that capacity is a very limited device, because the moment that the robber gets the attention that, okay, I'm being picked up by cell phone, it's going to be removed. So we started looking at other markets, and as a response of this broadening of our intentions and what we were going to do as a tool, we attracted the attention of Cisco, and we applied to this, the RAPTOR award. From there, we moved on to look into the retail space, and this is the one we addressed to start with. So the first problem that we came across, the first problem that we addressed is that most people are impatient. They've lost patience with, consumers have lost patience with brick and mortar retail. We're no longer willing to queue within stores. If we even see a queue within the store, we'll not enter it. If we experience poor customer service or a bad customer experience due to efficiency, we'll go to a competitor. We won't even bother to tell that retailer that we've had a bad experience. We'll just move, because it's less hassle and there's no overhead for us to do that, because prices are very much similar across the stores. However, there's a bright light in there for retailers. The vast majority of us, 86%, are happy to pay more for retailers that can suit our needs. We're also active in local government, transport and advertisement. On local gov, they want to understand how the town runs. How are people using the facilities of the town? Is it tourists? Is it locals? If I close a street to transport for cars, is it affecting the local businesses in the area? Is their footfall down? Is their business rates going to be impacted as a result? Transport. How busy is this bus? How busy is that train? The next bus that's going to arrive, how busy is it? Because if it's jam-packed full, it doesn't matter if it's in 3 minutes time. I'm not going to get on it, so I may as well walk. And advertising. This is the one that has probably gleaned the most interest, and I'll go on to speak a little bit more about this just now. So just as a quick poll, who's heard about PresenceOrb before today? Excellent, okay, there's a few. I'm probably going to guess where you've heard from us, right? There's a phrase that came out of Jeff Bezos. He says, if you want to be liked, for God's sake, don't do anything new. Well, we went out there, we done something new, we disrupted an industry. It wasn't intentional, but the result was what we like to call a squeaky bum moment. We attracted quite a lot of press internationally. We installed a bunch of PresenceOrbs in the City of London. The intention was to bring measurability to advertising. I'll very quickly show you a demo of what this looks like in the retail space. It's not intended for anyone but them. However, hopefully you can see at the front here, we're showing retailers such analytics and metrics. And I should stress that these are anonymized and aggregated analytics. It's not about an individual. We're showing them the resident devices that are within a venue, what the footfall is, how frequently people return. And where we differentiate is for things like this. Our presentation of that information should be board ready. Therefore, anyone who's using this should be able to walk in to a boardroom and present this information to the head of their business. Showing flow maps, this is allowing people to understand, okay, when are the peak times within my business? When are people arriving? When are people leaving? How are they using a venue? This is actually the live data that was installed within Ideal London, which was the Big Awards final. Thanks to Tom, we were actually Big Award finalists this year. Fortunately, we didn't win it, but maybe next year, hey. Okay, so I know what people have done in their store, but is there an external environmental factor that impacts my business, which I have no control over? And therefore, if I understand it, I can negate its impact upon my business. So if these are installed in transport to understand how busy a transport hub is and how people are using that transport hub and platform, then we can also understand where they came from to arrive at a store. It's all about enriching the data that we collect in the store through external data sources, and that's where we differentiate. And that is me, so it's only left to thank the RAPTOR team for having brought us into this program and given us the opportunity. Thank you.
I've spoken to another company that's doing something very similar to what you're doing, and one of the issues that I suggested that they need to look at is their relationship with the end user consumer. Because if I'm using a service like yours, then I'm going to feel pretty raped if you're just not giving me any value back as an end user consumer. But if I'm getting something like free Wi-Fi access or the ability to look at my purchase history online or something like that, that gives me a reason to engage with you, then I'm less likely to turn off my Wi-Fi when I go into a store just to spite you because I hate you. So,
is that me personally, or just
you and your brand and your customers as well? So, what I'm trying to understand is what you're planning on doing to not be the bad guy, to not be Facebook.
Yep. So it didn't come across in the presentation. It should have done so. We were trying to address that with our consumer value proposition. The likes of this Find My iPhone utility will be for consumers. It will be completely free. We're additionally looking at Wi-Fi transmission bracelets for use by people with disorientation ailments such as Alzheimer's, so that they'll be identifiable and locatable upon a Presence Orb network. The intention is that we'll open the Presence Orb network to be developed on top of by not just our developers, but external developers. The end being that we want to provide a platform that can provide innovation to more developers and thus value the consumer, or give value to the consumer, and therefore not be the bad guy. Hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Well done, Tom.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
You too.